Have you been watching the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation? It is so ridiculous what this woman has put this man through. And one thing I have to say is that it's so unfortunate in society, the fact that people can get away, especially women that abuse how would I phrase this? But women that lie about being abused, it's really unfortunate because you're obviously a traitor to the person that you've abused, like that you're accusing of abuse. But more importantly, you diminish the impact of the women that are actually abused, because now people in society are going to use this to say, well, if she's lying, everybody else is a liar. You're not just a disgrace to yourself for being a disgusting human being, but you're a disgrace to all women that have been abused. Now, people that are really abused are not going to be taken seriously because they just have to point and say, look at Johnny Depp, look at Amber Heard. Now, so I just want to preface this by saying we have to take each abuse case seriously. We have to pay attention to and evaluate the individuals at hand, their characters, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to use this as, I know some of these manosphere YouTubers are using this as an opportunity to claim that, women don't get abused, they're all liars, blah, 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 because that's a real thing. They are saying that. People like Kevin Samuels and all these other manosphere people, they're saying these things like, oh, it's a lie. Look, they're lying. Amber Heard is a disgrace, but she doesn't represent women. She represents herself. More importantly, it's kind of, I don't know if she seems to have some sort of mental health disorder or mental health issue. For me, I'm thinking narcissistic personality disorder, and not like people popularize the term narcissist and they don't really understand the meaning of narcissism. But I'll put some things here, some symptoms of narcissism here. But a few of the things that she did to him, like the gaslighting or the being controlling, love bombing, so all these things that she did to him, which is so unfortunate. And then lying about him, completely destroying his career. One thing I have to say is that it's so sad to me that he never spoke up. And I understand it. Like, as a victim, it's your prerogative to speak when you want to speak. And I really do have sympathy for him. I'm so sorry that he had to experience that. But I think one thing that would have been effective for him, because he has all these voice recordings of her saying these disgusting, ridiculous things, admitting that, look, people are not going to believe you. They're going to believe me. Well, I feel like he should have released those voice notes. He should have done that, right? Instead of bearing this burden, ruining his career, completely ruined. Everyone in society looked at him like a monster when everything she said was a lie. First of all, I've talked about her and being a disgrace, but more importantly, I'm just so sorry that happened to him, and I wish that he really did speak up. And I hope that anyone else that is being abused and being lied on right now, the way that he was, record, send out voice notes, have your receipts ready. It's so important. Have your receipts ready. And another lesson from this is you really have to know the people that you're going to spend your life with, or that I think they were married, or, you have to know the people that you're dating before you get serious with them. Like, honestly, you have to check. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't date people with mental health disorders, but if somebody isn't taking their medication, they're not seeking to improve their situation with their mental health disorder, that's probably not the type of person that you want to be with. And I think a lot of people get distracted by beauty, because 6 years ago when Johnny Depp had Amber Heard, she was in her prime. She was drop dead gorgeous. And I think for a lot of people, they ignore the warning signs because what they see is this beautiful woman. People, I know that psychologically we think psychologically our brains think the more pretty somebody is, the better they are as a human being, or the more we want to engage them and listen to them because we see beauty. But that's not true. Don't judge a book by its cover. And I'm not saying that it means that this is a problem with people when they create rules based off of situations. This is not an excuse to say all women are bad. This is not an excuse to say all pretty people are bad. This is not an excuse to say all narcissistic people are bad. And I'm just assuming she has narcissism. She might not. This is not an excuse to say all. That's the worst thing. You're just always going to have to understand the nuances of life, evaluate each case individually. And if somebody is doing something that is kind of strange, kind of funny, research it. What kind of mental health disorder is it when somebody gaslights me? When somebody does this, right? You have to look out for these things because he's lucky that she wasn't extremely physically abusive. And, like what's her name? That woman, the OnlyFans model that killed Toby. So we honestly cannot look at each situation and use that to define a characteristic in someone. You have to look at each situation, evaluate each situation. It's so unfortunate that this stuff has happened to him. It's so sad, and she should be ashamed of herself. But both of them seem to have been in a very toxic relationship. More on her side, but let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. Peace.